want to see whether this thing will actually let us start the car. Oh, I don't want to drive the car. I just want to see if we can start it. Tell me we can start the car. Listen to that purr. Hello everyone, I'm CrypticFox, and welcome back to my shop. As you can see, I've been working a little bit more between videos again. We're level 20 now. We've managed to put aside $178,624, and I've unlocked a few other abilities in here as well. We're still working our way towards the paint bay, so we still have a fair amount of leveling to do. Unfortunately, we're level 20 now, and it looks like we don't really start to get like fully into all the stuff that I really want to have in order to kind of max things out and do the best restorations until we get to be significantly higher level. It looks like there might actually be some things that they might have added in here. I don't remember seeing anything above level 35 before. But it looks like, I don't know. It could be I just didn't scroll over as far, but there, I don't know, maybe they did add some stuff in there. They have been pushing some updates to the game, and some of them have been hot fixes and things, try to sort out some of the bugs they've been having. But they've also added some new content in here as well that I think was planned on release but not available yet. So if we go over to our map, we unlocked the Junkyard when we got to like level 13. We can access the car auctions now, but those were already live. We have a few barns we can check out too as well. I guess I should probably try and stay on top of those a little bit, see if we can find some good junkers. But they've also added in the racetrack now, which you can access, and the car salon. So I thought a couple things today. We'd go and check out the car salon. I don't have a car ready to do any racing. But we'll go check out the car salon, and then I'd like to get started on the Dodge Charger that we have out in the garage. See if there's something we can do to get it started another way, mechanically anyway. I mean, I can't do the body repairs just yet. I could replace the panels, but I can't paint it. So I think we'll start with the mechanical parts, and then later on, when we get that paint bay unlocked, we can get the body all fixed up. I'm not entirely sure what I was expecting, but this was not it. So apparently, car salon loosely translates into car dealership for those of us in North America. That's cool. All right, so, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could go buy one of these fancy brand new fixed up cars, but it sort of defeats the purpose of having a car mechanic simulator game if you're just going to buy the car when it's already all finished. I mean, maybe it's just me. Can you really read the cards and stuff on these? You can kind of barely see like the statistics and stuff they would normally have at a car dealership where they show like the vehicle stats, like fuel mileage and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not entirely sure what the deal is with this. Oh yeah, you can actually buy these things. If I wanted to spend $149,898 on a Caster Avalanche, I could do it. Weird. So, I don't know, like, what's the deal with the salon in this game? Is the intention supposed to be you come here to buy brand new cars because maybe you want to go take them to the races or something? Or is it that at some point you're supposed to be able to sell the cars that you fix up here? I don't get what the deal is. I mean, I would imagine that these are all new cars, and these doors can't open. Is this really all there is to this thing? You come out here and check out a car and buy it? Man, this is one sterile office. They've got a whole lot of nothing going on here. They don't even have any salespeople. Who's going to sell me a car? I don't know what the deal is with the holdup on the release of that content to get into the car salon, but there's really nothing special about it, so I don't know what the deal is. But nevertheless, let's get started on our Dodge Charger here today. We've got a lot to do. There are parts of the car missing, and I have yet to do any kind of... Can I actually sit in this thing? Oh, I can. Oh, look at that. This is like the ultimate in ventilation here. No doors. So I haven't done any interior work yet on any cars, and I gather you can rip the interior apart, I think. Ooh, I can start it? Wah? I'm guessing we're not going to start this one, though, because, I mean, it doesn't even have a steering wheel. Let's get out of this thing. All right. So, I think we're going to start on the mechanical parts of this, so we can work on the engine and the suspension. I can put a steering wheel in it, I guess. We can work on the drivetrain and everything there, the gearbox and everything. We can get all the mechanical parts of this all sorted out. So let's send this into... how do I send this into the shop? Oh, there we go. Move to garage. Okay, so apparently it's only worth about $9,000 right now. So I think what they're telling me is I overpaid for this thing, because I'm pretty sure I paid more than $9,000 for it. Not thrilled with that. But let's move this into the garage. And then we'll follow along right with it. I really wish I was at a point where we could do the bodywork on this too, because it'd be nice to do the whole thing in one shot, but I think we're going to instead have to do this in parts. I'm going to put this on lift 2 for now. Stick it over here. And then we're gonna. I think we'll need to rip the engine out of this thing. So we'll probably have to lift it up so we can disconnect the gearbox. And we'll need to do a little inspection on this thing because I have no idea what parts on here are going to be salvageable and what aren't. The body naturally is in pretty rough shape, but when we get to the point where we can actually repair body pieces, we can help out with that. Now we are missing some pieces, but we might be able to find those in the junkyard, and then barring that, we can actually just buy new ones. I'm not sure what, like, is it a good investment just to, like, straight out buy all new parts for these things, or not? Oh, we don't even have an oil pan on this thing. That's interesting. All right. All right, so first things first, we're going to need to disconnect the drive shaft so we can get this out of here. Go back a little bit farther. There we go. Everything is in rough shape. We can repair pieces, but it seems like our options for repairing are ultimately really limited. There's only so many pieces out of the things that we take out that we can actually repair. But even if it's a type of piece we might be able to repair, it doesn't always mean we're going to get a shot at it. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna want to disconnect the gearbox here. So let's try taking this out. Grab our little starter out of here. Oh, so much rust on this thing. I guess that's what you get for buying something from the junkyard, though, I guess. Okay. Get our gearbox out. I wonder if it'll make me take all these pieces off. I have a feeling when it does the mounting, like the engine mounting, it sticks on the back end here. So we probably do have to get rid of all these. It'd be novel if we actually had a couple pieces here we could repair, but I'm pretty sure with the gearbox is generally not anything we can do. Okay, that's all disconnected, so that'll give us a chance to actually haul the engine out. Let's get the cart down. While this is coming down, I'm going to go over and take a peek on the repair bench and see if there's anything here we can repair. And I should probably get rid of the junk I have on me, too. Oh, look at that. There are actually some things we can try to repair. So we can do a Driveshaft Repair. I think we got up to 100% there, which is good. We got our clutch plate. That's good. So only 2 pieces. We were actually able to salvage out of that. Still, it's 2 pieces we won't have to buy now. We got our inventory all cleared out. Let's see if we can do to grab this thing. Now, I haven't tried the engine hoist yet. I should probably get this all the way down. Oh no! Come on. I think I'm guessing it has to be all the way on the ground. I'm not entirely positive. Come on, get down there. All right. So this is our engine crate. We use this to haul the engine out. So if we go. Lift 2 is where we want this. Ah, perfect. Okay, and then if we use this, we can pull out the engine, install. All right, we're gonna pull the engine out. Wow, it's like definitely gone. I wonder what we can do to fix all the body in here. I mean, all the panels and stuff we can fix on it, but what about the actual body itself? I wonder if in the paint bay you have the opportunity to like sandblast and stuff. That'd be neat. Okay, so the engine's gone. It pulls it out, but it doesn't really show it. But we can take it over here and now put it on the engine crane. So we need to add engine to the crate. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so let's rotate this. Oh boy, let's leave it upright for now. Man, look at the mess that this thing is. We're going to need to strip this whole thing down. I imagine there's probably not going to be too many pieces on here we can actually salvage. I want to rotate this, actually. So I can kind of see the top of it a little better. How do I do that? Oh, there we go. Okay, that's perfect. Good. Okay, so we have our air filter base. We're obviously missing the top of it. We can take our filter off of here. What was it, 29%? I wonder if we'll find any parts on this thing that are actually kind of intact. We're gonna have to strip this thing like right down to the block. In part because we want to inspect all the pieces, but then also, oh my gosh, look at this! All these little push rods and stuff. Some of which are missing. This is going to be a lot of work. We're going to end up probably dumping a fair amount of money into this thing also. The manifold cover over here. It'll also be a little bit of a hunt to find all the pieces that are missing on this thing. Distribution rotor. Let's get the distributor out of there. Wow, look at that. Ignition distributor, 7%. That thing's gold. More push rods have got to come out of here. Looks like we've got a grand total of 1 spark plug on this side, so that's pretty good. I'm guessing it's in no good shape, though. So now the nice thing is when we get this all fixed up, ultimately, It should be all shiny and new again. Now, I don't know what we do with the actual engine block itself. Can we shine up the engine block? Like, is there a way to repair that? Or is it just if we put all new pieces on it, the engine block just suddenly looks new? I don't know how that works in this game. Again, on this side, one spark plug. I mean, if they're going to take the other spark plugs out, why not take those? Only one each. It couldn't have taken long. Okay, let's get around front of the engine here. Get all the belts and pulleys and get into the timing. Whoops. Serpentine belts. Nice. I probably should be adding these things to my purchase list. That might have made sense. Oh well. It's going to be a little bit of back and forth when it actually gets to the point of buying the pieces to put this thing back together, unfortunately. I'm really hoping that I can salvage a few of these pieces, because it'd be nice not to have to buy all of these. Mind you, my repair skill, I think, is only at like 75% right now. I need to level up more. I just don't have time. I need the time. It takes a lot of repairs to get leveled up in this game. I mean, in some ways that's really good, because it means that there's going to be some actual length to the gameplay, but I don't even know why I'm inspecting these. Everything's going to be toast, and I've got to take it all off anyway. Let's pull the chain off. Nice thing is it does inspect them basically as you pull all the parts off. That's oh, can't get the crankshaft out naturally. Camshaft. Boy, how do you get the camshaft out of this one? No, it just pulls out. How about that? All right, we've got this almost stripped down. Okay, we're ready to rotate it though. There we go. Okay, so we can rotate it around, flip it right over. We'll get all these pistons out of here. Once we get all the pistons out, then we can get our crankshaft out. Back on top of here. Okay, so we've got bearing caps to come off. That's good. Oh, geez, there's only one in there? Man, there wasn't really a whole lot holding that crankshaft in. Actually, oh my goodness, look at that. We don't even have the caps on half of our pistons here. All right, there's definitely gonna be a little bit of parts purchase involved in this rebuild. Just for missing parts and all. Okay, pistons. Nice. Nice. Okay, so we've got it stripped right down to the block now. Ain't she pretty? And can I inspect this thing? Can be examined with the compression tester. Well, I'm pretty sure if I run a compression test on this, I'm not going to get a lot. Okay, so the block itself, it looks like heck. I'm not going to lie. I kind of want to replace the whole block. V8, OHVC, you know, it'd be nice just to be able to rebuild this thing, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to wind up actually just getting rid of the block. Okay, so in the engine blocks, we've got our V8 OHVC, $1,850. Yeah, I'm gonna buy this thing. I want to start off with a nice, fresh, shiny paint job here on the engine. So we're not, in essence, we stripped this whole thing down, but really we're just like throwing the whole engine away because there's only gonna be so many parts on this we can even repair. How do I get rid of the engine off of here? Okay, so take engine off crate, and then add engine to crate. Condition questionable. I don't know which, so I just bought the new, it's putting the junk one back on there. So I've got the new block, but how can I put it on here? Okay, I have it figured out finally. Okay, so I kind of mucked around a little bit, did a little Google searching, and I figured out that in order to swap out the block, what I had to do was first install the block in the car where the engine would normally be, and then use all the parts to take it back out again. So now I can pick the block that I purchased, so I have a brand new block that we're working from. And we don't have to work from that old busted one. And now, when we get all this thing built up, it's going to be shiny and new all around, which is exactly what I want, because I want this car ultimately to be restored with 100% parts. I don't really want to have to restore it with parts that aren't 100%. And having a block that's all nasty looking when we have all these awesome shiny looking new parts on it just doesn't really work for me. So let's get all of eight of our pistons in here. And then we can get the caps on these so we can progress a little bit. We're definitely going to have to buy an oil pan because we don't have one in this car. Okay, we've got all the pistons in. Now, I only have a couple of the rod caps. Looks like we've got 2 of them that are in 100% condition. And then I'll definitely have to buy some more. And I might have one of these crankshaft bearing caps. Yeah, I have one. So we're going to need 2 more of the crankshaft bearing caps and 6 more of the rod caps. All right, perfect. So I'm really curious to see how much this car is ultimately going to cost me once I get it all built out. Because I mean the economy seems to be a little bit wacky in the game. Price of cars is just a little bit on the crazy side. Oh, that's weird. Oh, the flywheel. Oh, it's showing like the flywheel, but you can't put it on because it's mounted. That's weird. All right, so let's get the rest of these caps on here. This thing was like 9,000 and change, but by the time we get this all fixed up, you know, I'm thinking it'll probably be based on what I've seen in other cars anyway, the dealership, for example. I'm thinking maybe this would be like $125,000, $130,000. So I mean, as long as we don't spend more than that, I'd say we're coming out ahead. I think I ended up with an extra cap, but that's okay. Okay, so we need an oil pan. Nice. It's coming together. Slowly but surely. Okay, let's rotate this thing back over again, because it's not going to help me to work on this thing upside down anymore. Oh, look at that. All shiny and new. Oh, it's going to be so sweet when it's all finished. Alright. What can we do next? I think the engine heads we got back to 100%. Yes, we did. Nice. I love not having to buy those. Pretty sure those 2 spark plugs we had though are gonna need they're gonna need replacing. Alright, that's all attached there. Now the intake manifold I think I messed up. Oh yeah, I definitely did. So let's get a new intake manifold. Alright, we'll get that on here. Nice. It's looking pretty sharp. We're gonna have one sharp engine sitting on that rusted out Hulk over there. The carburetor, exhaust manifolds. I probably should get some spark plugs, and let's get the carburetor and the spark plugs. All right, we have our push rods. We have our carburetor. We've got the manifolds. So many pieces to put into this. Fuel filter I don't have yet. Oh, I did grab the ignition distributor, so let's get that on here. Ignition coil, that's all set. Manifold. Oh, I forgot to get spark plugs. How could I forget those? This is a really sharp looking engine when it's all finished. Okay, nice. We have all the spark plugs in now. We're going to have to put in all these individual push rods. This is going to take a little while. It's a lot of just clicking. With all these push rods, I noticed we don't have any lifters. So we're going to have to get all of those also. Man, I really hope when it gets to the point of doing body work that I can recover more pieces than you can recover the mechanical parts. 'Cause otherwise, we're going to be in a pretty expensive hole to dig our way out of. Rocker arms. Okay, we can actually buy that as one unit. That's good. Nice. I don't think I had head covers, so we're going to have to snag those also. That's the last of the push rods finally. Get our rocker arms in here. Okay, now I need engine head cover V8 OHVD. Alright, we've got a few more parts in hand. Man, we've already gone through like $5,000 on this thing. We haven't even got the engine finished being rebuilt yet. There are no items to work with. Uh-oh. Engine head cover B. I thought I got those. There we go. Now we got the right ones. Unfortunately, I just spent some extra money on some engine head covers we don't need. Hopefully I can sell them back for at least close to the amount. I don't know. I did grab a fuel filter, though. It looks like it just kind of hovers in midair right now. That's a little strange. have our air filter base on here. The air filter I did not grab yet. Distributor camp we've got. That's good. Camshaft down here we have. Slide that puppy right in. The cam gears were shot, I think. Yeah, they're pretty much toast. So we're gonna need a little bit of work down there still. All right, so we have our air filter now, and I definitely do not have a cover. All right, we do have our ignition wires though, so those can go on. All right, this thing's starting to take shape now. This is great. It's very, very expensive though. I think we've spent somewhere around $6,000 so far on parts for this rebuild. Now, of course, I'm having to basically redo the whole thing because I even had to replace the block since it didn't really give me an option to repair it. All right, we'll throw our little timing chain on here. The timing cover, yes, I did repair the timing cover. Nice. So we didn't have to replace that. It's nice how when you repair it too, it just gets a fancy new paint job. I don't even need the paint bay. Water pump, I similarly was able to repair. That's awesome. So, I mean, it was really expensive rebuilding this, but we did manage to repair a number of pieces, which was sort of clutch here. We can put our cover on here for the air filter, which is good. Oh, yeah, looking sharp. Oh, this engine's looking awesome. Okay, more pieces. More pieces. Just gonna break the bank on this thing. Before we even get to the rest of the car, we'll just blow all our money. $178,000 engine. I don't think we have that many more pieces to put on this thing now, actually. We're making good progress. Okay, this arm over here. I mean, when we drop this thing back inside, we're going to have to do the gearbox and everything on it, which is going to be really pricey. Unfortunately. But at least I'm not paying for labor. It's my own cost. Oh, I don't know if I was able to repair the alternator. I was not. Okay. Should probably label that so I can actually remember what it is. Okay, what else do we have to put on here? I think we might... After the alternator, I think we might have just about everything on here now. At least until we put this back in the car. And then, obviously, we'll have to do the gearbox and exhaust and all that. But it looks like after the alternator, we've got our engine rebuilt. Sweet. Okay, so we had a couple more parts to put on. I was missing the belts that we had to put on there. So we have our 2 serpentine belts and then the radiator fan. And that's it. That's it. She's rebuilt. Like, basically from the ground up. We only repaired a few of the parts in it. And it really wasn't all that much we were able to repair. So that's the completed engine. She's ready to go and stick her back in the car. Now, obviously, there's still a lot more work to do on the car, but at least this is stage 1 done. Let's get this thing back inside. All right, we have our engine back in the car. If I can control the mouse. There we go. That looks so strange to have that bright, shiny engine sitting in that rusted heap. I kind of want to get the car fixed up enough we could run it and then, like, take it out to the track while it's still missing, like, body parts and stuff. I don't think it'll let us do that, though. But let's get this out of here. Send that back where it belongs. Okay, so we have our engine in. Obviously, this wonderful radiator here is going to have to come out. We'll take the battery out. It's probably toast also. Yeah, it's 18%. I mean, that was a given. I think that, no battery's going to be able to hang out there for that long and not have an issue. Let's get this brake servo out of here. We're going to need to replace that. It's one thing when you're working on somebody else's car in this game and you don't really pay attention to the prices so much. You kind of notice a little bit more when it's coming directly out of your pocket. You know you're not going to bill some customer for it. What else did I grab out of here? Oh, right, the radiator. Nice. I feel really weird putting all these new parts in this really crappy body. But I can't do much about the body just yet. Let's get this thing up so we can get the gearbox on it. I am really curious whether they'll let me drive it down the track with no doors on it. I'm thinking not, but I kind of want to test it out and see. Okay, so we're going to need all of our clutch parts and our flywheel. And I'm not sure what gearbox goes on this one. I didn't pay attention as I was pulling it all apart. So we'll just get all this assembled first, and then we'll be able to tell which gearbox we need. Get our little clutch release bearing in here. Perfect. V8 OHVF. I'm pretty sure the starter is toasting this. I don't remember taking one out. Starter V8 we need. Okay, we've got that. Let's plop this right in. Whew! Alright, gearbox is in place. Obviously we don't have a drive shaft at the moment. At all. I don't even remember if there was one on there when I started doing all this work. What kind of repair did I have? Oh, you know what? Just wait. I'll wind up... No, okay, I broke it anyway. That's fine. We're good. I broke it anyway. Did I have a drive shaft in here somewhere? Valve push rods. I did have a drive. There is a drive shaft. Nice. And I got it repaired up to 100%. Sweet. Okay, so now the thing is this this rear axle's toast, so we're gonna need to take that out before I can even bother putting in that drive shaft. Let's get the. You know what? I want to get the drive shaft in place, so I'm gonna get the rear of this car taken care of. I'm guessing these rims are probably not much good, judging by the color. Unless that's some fancy new paint job. We decided that we didn't like chrome anymore, and we just want to like go with that wonderful rusted color. I don't even know why I'm inspecting this. This is all gonna need redoing. Oh my gosh, there's actually a piece there that's functional. Wow, even the rear axle's functional. Our brake shoes out. Drum wheel cylinder. Oops. I should be making a list of all this stuff. I'm ripping everything out just as fast as I can. Not making a list at all, which means that when it comes down to it, I'm going to have to flip back and forth a lot to do the buying again. Man, that fuel tank is shot too, and so is the fuel pump, so we'll need to grab those. I think I see why this thing was in the scrapyard. Alright, so we got the whole back end of this thing stripped out. I might as well take this whole fuel tank out too. Fuel pump. Fuel tank. Okay. There's pretty much nothing left of the back end of the car here. Okay. Leaf spring drive axle. That's 100%. You know what? I should be smart about this and try and go and repair some things here first. If there's anything I can repair. Oh, yeah, that figures. Okay, so the knuckle housing. I think that went to 100. Brake shoes. Knuckle housing. I don't know how you repair brake shoes. That's weird. Oh, wouldn't that figure? The leaf spring axle, I just got to 100%, I think. Let's just try and repair everything. We'll see what we end up with. I really need to make a point of trying to repair things before I buy them. I actually just ended up with a whole bunch of pieces there that I just bought that I ended up repairing. That was just silly. Leaf springs, yeah, look at that. I managed to fix both of them. What are the odds? Because, I mean, when it gets down to a certain condition, it won't even let you try to repair them. So I just thought... I thought they would be toast enough that it would be game over already for those pieces, but I guess not. We can repair quite a bit. Let's see. Did I repair the knuckle housings? Oh, I did. Nice. Wheel hubs, I think... No, I got one of them. Okay, so this wheel hub's okay. Solid rear drive axle. I repaired that. Oh my gosh, we managed to repair quite a bit here. That's good. It's good. I wish I hadn't spent as much money as I did now. Drum wheel cylinder. I had an extra one of those because I already had done some before. We got both of the Petsa pads fixed. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. The drums are toast. Not surprisingly. I don't think we got a chance to repair the shock absorbers. We did not, so I need 2 rear shock absorber Bs. Alright, so this can go in. I'm pretty sure I managed to repair some of these leaf spring plates too. I did. Oh, such a waste of money. U-bolts I don't think I did quite as good with, so that's okay. Okay, those are all set. I've got bushings in both of those, so that's all ready. Let's get this shock on. Another leaf spring bolt, or leaf plate rather. And then the spring bolts. Okay, at that point we're a little bit stalled because I don't have the rims and the tires set up yet. Ah, look at that, all the shiny and new under there. It looks so weird underneath this rust bucket to have all those shiny parts there. Which means I can put the drive shaft in now. Which again we did fix up to 100%, which is good. Don't have to buy one of those. I bet you your average mechanic wishes they could swing around inside a car this way. Okay. So we need front exhaust section. We got a couple of pieces here that are actually missing. So front exhaust section V8 OHVD. Let's grab one of those. We're going to need one of these. The middle muffler. Pretty sure we're going to have to buy the rear mufflers since they're completely missing. But I'm going to take these middle mufflers off and see if we can fix them. This front exhaust pipe, we'll get a chance to see if we can fix that also. Whew, man, the suspension up here is ugly. Alright, I don't know if we can fix any of the exhaust pieces, but we'll take a look and see if we can. Doesn't hurt to try. There are no items to work. Alright, so that's a foregone conclusion there. Alright, 2 of everything, because everything's duplicated on this thing. Okay, I got all the exhaust pieces we're going to need. Let's just aim up here and start throwing it all together. Sadly, there was nothing we could repair here, but that's okay. I mean, I'm kind of expecting that from the exhaust system anyway. This is an old car, and to find it in a junk heap on top of that, you know, there's certain pieces I think you just kind of imagine are just going to be rotted out and toast. I'm thinking the exhaust qualifies. Okay, so we have the exhaust rebuilt. We have the back end of the car rebuilt. Oh, we didn't get a fuel tank yet. I'm going to need to get that. We did manage to fix the fuel pump, though. Okay, we've got our fuel tank and our fuel pump in. That's good. Man, oh man. Okay, so time to get to the front end. We're going to get the wheels off here. This is going to take a little bit of work to rip all the suspension apart under here now. All right, we have pretty much the whole left side suspension ripped off here. I have a feeling this cross member is probably going to be toast also. I mean, it's orange, but in the end, it's not really going to matter because I'm going to want to have we want to have all 100% parts on this anyway, ultimately. So we'll cross over here. We'll get all this side ripped off now, and then we're going to have to take off that whole suspension piece under there. Took quite a bit, but the last bushing's out. Now this front suspension cross member is going to come out. And just like so, we've ripped out the whole front end suspension now. I'm going to go see if I can repair any of these pieces before I go ahead and fork over a small fortune buying brand new pieces again. Oh, I think I broke that one right away. Nice. Oh yeah, we're not doing too good this time. All right. What kind of damage do we do there? I think we managed to actually fix a couple pieces, but most of it not so much. All right, so we have our bushings in. Did I fix the steering rack? I did. Sweet. Sway bar? No, didn't fix the sway bar. Actually, didn't even give me a chance to fix it. That's strange. All right, we'll slap a brand new sway bar in here. Tie ends, did I fix those? I did not. What are the odds I managed to fix an outer tie rod on here? I'm thinking not so good. But we did manage to fix one of the steering knuckles, so that's okay. Nope, didn't get any of the either one of the outer tie rods. Oh, this is gonna be so fun to drive this car around. This is definitely one car that I was looking forward to rebuilding when I played the game, so I'm really happy we managed to find one at a junkyard really early on. All right, shocks we're gonna need to set up still. That didn't take too much. The shocks are ready, so we'll get those installed here. Nice. Did we manage to repair the sway bar front end link? We did not. I probably should have made a list of these as I was going along. It just makes it so much easier when you can just kind of work within the shop the whole time and buy a whole bunch of stuff at once. Wheel hub bearings are toast, also on both sides. As are the discs, naturally. And I think I managed to repair at least one of the calipers, so see what that looks like in a moment. Show me a good caliper. Oh, I did fix a caliper. I did not fix the cylinders, though. Wow, they're toast. We are going to need 2 of these. And one of the calipers, actually, too, because the other side doesn't have one. Okay, so we have the suspension all rebuilt on this side. Aside from putting the tire back on. But, again, I still need to deal with the rims and the rubber on that. I gotta quickly slap together the other side here, and then we'll be finished, I think, with the underside of the car already. That's it. Man, I think we've done all the mechanical work we can on it now, aside from fixing up our rims and rubber. We've got the new exhaust system in. We have rear suspension all done and the drive shaft all taken care of there. We have the front suspension in. We rebuilt the whole engine, replaced the battery. We replaced the fuel tank. We fixed the fuel filter. We've got like a little sparkling gem sitting inside this rusted heap now. And I'm really curious to see whether... I kind of doubt it, but I want to see whether this thing will actually let us start the car. Oh, I don't want to drive the car. I just want to see if we can start it. Tell me we can start the car. Listen to that purr. Yeah. I couldn't drive it if I wanted to because I have no steering wheel and, well, no wheels. But it runs. We totally rebuilt it. We have a running car now. This is where we rebuild the mechanical parts anyway. Still have a lot of work to do on the body. We're down to $163,000, so it took me about $15,000 to rebuild the whole underside of the car and the engine. Obviously, there's a lot of work still to do in terms of taking care of the interior and stuff. Let's... all right. Turns off as soon as we get out. That's pretty awesome, though. I'm really happy that we've got that running. It sounds fantastic. With some wheels on it and a steering wheel, we could theoretically drive it. But I have a feeling that they're not going to let us drive it with the body parts missing. So we'll have to get those taken care of as we kind of work forward. But I'm going to keep working on some more jobs so we can keep leveling up a little bit. And that'll give us a chance to get this thing finished off. Hopefully, as we get to high enough level, give it a good paint job and everything. But I do hope you enjoyed the videos. You'll come back and check out some more. We'll definitely be back with some more work in Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. I'm, as always, CrypticFox. I'll see all of you next time.